This is an evidentiary presentation. I want to focus on the way that the Black Panthers have aligned with Martin Luther King's murderers. As you know, Oliver Stone, who is Jewish, worked with Louis Lapham in Pittsburgh Public Schools covering for how I was tortured out of deranged fear of liability by adopting a script about the murder of Martin Luther King, saying it was also about the murder of John Lennon, which it was not. John Lennon was not really killed. He was the author of the script. And they said it was ideologically consistent. They staged an entrapment in a Venus flytrap, Licky Chop's porno film, and threatened me with HIV, tortured me, poisoned me, and expecting more authority from the city of Seattle, who are working with Obama promoting the people who killed Martin Luther King, is a little bit far out. But I'll show you this. This comes from the Jet magazine that was published when Kennedy was murdered. And Martin Luther King was still alive. It was December 12th, 1963. So they were getting, and the full staff of Jet were Black. Okay, it has a motif of these lines that you see on the cover of Revolver. If you have a copy of Revolver, turn to the back and you'll see they use these eccentric rope lines. And notice the Licky Chops pornographer is represented right there in the background. You can see Licky Chops pornographer. And he turns into an image that represents, it's two women, it's one face for two women. It represents marital infidelity. It resembles Coretta. And King is being looked at askance by the moralist society. And notice that in the, I'll show you the original so you can confirm this wasn't Photoshop. King's head is split open and the oblique stroke bisects him. That you find the oblique stroke on the cover of the first Humanist magazine, which was published with the help of Robert Anton Wilson right after Kennedy was killed. It bisects an image of Kennedy. So I'll show you that this is the original image. Okay, so you see that the bisecting and it's very difficult to see the way that I didn't notice it at first. But when I printed it, it came out like that. So it's hard to know whether I'm going to take a picture of it and develop the picture in an attempt to determine whether or not this was a result of printing or whether it's some sort of, people do tamper with my printing. The bisecting image, just to confirm what I just said about the photographer on the double image, you can see that they're from the original, and the bisecting image is from the original. I'm going to be conducting an experiment. What I'll do is photograph the small image with my iPhone. And then show you the reproduction of the image. There's a little bit of a glare. Now I'm going to enlarge it with my fingers. Curiously, the crack on the image is no longer there, which means that either it was tampered with the first time I did this, or there was a mistake made by me. So I'm going to go with the idea that it was a printing error by me and return to. It's possible that it was tampering, but I'm going to go with. I don't have any evidence, proof of that. There are people who know that I'm being cyber stalked and printed and fooled with might be able to oblige someone without issue. But if you notice, there's a Licky Chops cameraman for a double fancy. He lusted with his heart, and there's a woman glaring at him with a line bisecting his torso. These are nobody's imagination. These are consistent themes in the appalling plan. I'll show you the last image. What see what they got? The black people got for Christmas from LBJ. Ain't that nice? And that's plenty nice Christmas present. Isn't it?